All right, so our next topic will be how do CMU students view campus accessibility?
All right, we decided for a research question to look at the overall accessibility on Central Michigan University's campus. And my name is Elizabeth, this is Carly, Rebecca, and Eric. And our exact research question is, how do Central Michigan University students view campus accessibility? And we decided that in part of our surveys that we needed to define accessibility and mobility because not many students would probably be aware of those terms. So for accessibility, we described it as easily approached or entered, and mobility we described as the movement of people of a population as from place to place. And the purpose of our research question was that we just wanted to know the opinions of the students.
For the lit review, it was kind of difficult because obviously there wasn't a lot of information out there regarding strictly CMU's campus, so we decided to do it on campus accessibility overall. And one of the conclusions that I came to through the research was that a lot more people with disabilities are starting to attend college or further their education. So colleges are trying to be more competitive in that market and provide accommodations to any type of disability. Some of the accommodations that they need to think about to remain competitive in this market are universal design, barrier-free design, assistance with academics, architectural accessibility, disability organizations such as one college had an organization for high honor people with disability, advocacy programming, recreational opportunities, and disability-friendly technology.
And for the methods, we handed out 100 surveys, and we got 100% response rate. And we handed them to 4 different groups. 2 of them were more aware of accessibility and mobility, and these were the health professional, residential college, and the class of diverse populations. And then we handed the other 2 groups were a club sport team and just random people passing through the park library. And we handed 25 to each group, for we would have a more diverse of all, like people aware and not aware.
Okay, for the results, we asked the question rate from 1 to 10, 10 being completely accessible and 1 not at all, about how they view campus's accessibility, and we got an average of 7.5, which we termed as a C, which was B average. And then we also had a breakdown from the buildings, and we actually had 23 buildings on campus listed, and we asked them to again rate it from 1 to 10. And education building was rated the highest with an 8.65, and then the health professions building, which was an 8.63, and then down to the park library at 8.52. And then the bottom 3 buildings that we got were Finch was last in the field house at a 7.12, and then Faust and Powers both had a 7.23. Then another question we asked was just where on campus do people experience difficulties with certain accommodations? And we got that 31% was the highest, with restrooms being the accommodation that people experience the most difficulty with, and classroom labs were last with 14%.
Our conclusions and recommendations are that, like Rebecca stated, that the overall students rated Central's campus accessibility as a 7.5, and just some ways to increase CMU's score of a 7.5 would just to be have the employees clear the sidewalks. This would be weather conditions such as shoveling snow, and to have elevators and other accommodations easily visible so that they're not hidden, or that people with disabilities need to go further out of the way to use them, and to re-examine the entrances to actually comply with the ADA codes, and to have maintenance fix any issues regarding the accessibility, such as like the automatic doors, and to have all students aware of disability services. And we thought of a way to accomplish this through like freshman orientation, and just have these students aware that disability services are available.
Now, if we would make any changes to our overall survey, Obviously, if any of you have ever had a problem with accessibility or mobility, you know that it's probably not quite a 7.5. We thought that was a little high. But our problem, we thought to best fix that, you could interview only people with disabilities, which we found nearly impossible. So if that was at all possible, you'd probably get a lot better results, but we did not find a way to make that possible.
Any questions?
Try and keep it simple here. What exactly is the current ADA code?
Well, it's just specifics like the ramps, having like ramps where people, for instance, such as wheelchairs, would be able to physically get up, or
And they have to be like a certain slope,
Height
and there has to be resting points in certain areas.
and like for restrooms that wheelchairs and other accommodations that people would be able to fit in. I guess.
Are there any buildings on campus that are not at all like wheelchair accessible? Do you know that?
Obviously, every single building is, I mean, you can make it work, but if a building hasn't been restored within, I'm not sure exactly since they passed the ADA, you only have to bring it up to code if you restore the building. So obviously, places like Finch, where we don't get a lot of money to renovate, there's probably going to be only one door that's accessible. But there's not any building, I don't think, that's totally not accessible.
Regarding how you guys were able to get surveys and stuff, do you think, since we do have a disability services like on campus, do you think that they would have allowed you to have like a list of people? Like, I don't know if they would have, but do you think that that would have been beneficial if you could have like accessed people through them to do your survey?
Great question, but no, we're not able to do that because of HIPAA rules and regulations. We're not allowed to see specific people's names and their disabilities. So
We may have been able to just put a random survey like in the office, but we decided that we wouldn't have that much control over that, and we just wouldn't get the productivity that we needed.
All right, thank you very much.